Welcome to the Rick Ramos Podcast, Chicago.
Boom.
We live.
What's up? What's going on?
Man.
What happened this week?
I feel like I just want to run the show right now.
Well, go ahead.
Talk about my feelings and everything. No, I feel like this week was a very blunt introduction to who Cecilia really is.
Cecilia Braekhus.
Yeah.
How is she? Tell everybody. Well, first of all, take us there. What happened? What's going
rematch, Dallas, Texas, March 13th.
Right.
That's happening. And we had our first press conference with Eddie Hearn, I believe, on the Matchroom platform. And it's not even out yet, right? It's not,
I didn't see it yet.
They dropped a teaser, basically, maybe 15 seconds of a teaser. And so we get on the Zoom call, and everybody's got their little windows of, this is who we are. And they start off, and it felt like every part of her conversation had nothing to do with actual boxing. It was, what are you going to do in the ring? And she says, I'm going to be myself. And I guess maybe at my own fault, I expected more from her.
I think we both expected more from, her and her team. I don't know, right? I feel like they came up short in not only in the fight, but
multiple aspects.
Yeah. I don't know. So you think, so what happened? How was the e-conference, if you will?
Eddie loves a little controversy. He let us go back and forth a little bit, which, that's welcomed. That's going to sell tickets. That's how it should be. But I just felt like, she was just very damaged, just mentally not there and really in her feelings. And I felt sorry for her, a little embarrassed. I wanted to coach her or help her, if that was let's say Summerland 147 pro fighter, if that was her on the other end, and I'd be like, yo, you gotta grow some balls and
defend yourself, right?
Yeah, you got to jump back in it. And the big part for me is that she has, followers, and she has fans, and she has younger boxers looking up to her, and she's setting a very poor example.
I would say she thinks her fans owe her. There's this crazy kind of subtle arrogance. Well, a lot of people said I won. Well, a lot of people think. Well, a lot of people who gives a fuck? What do you think? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
She can't say I lost the fight. She can't say I lost the fight. Those words can never come out of her mouth. Right.
And I think also too, it's she's definitely not mentally strong. No. I don't care what anybody says. She won't. I bet she hasn't slept since the e-conference. I'm pretty confident she hasn't slept.
She didn't look too good in the e-conference. She looked very, like I said, very damaged. She wanted to cry and just kind of, I don't know. I expected more.
Well, paint the picture. Tell everybody I didn't see it. Assume I didn't see it. So,
okay.
What happened? Boom. Eddie comes on the screen. Cecilia Braekhus, Eddie Hearn, Jessica McCaskill. Boom.
He welcomes us to the e-conference and starts off with me defending champion and asks, just starts off with us not getting as much credit. And so I addressed that, and it wasn't necessarily credit for the last fight. It was kind of credit for our whole career. Mostly, I thought, because we don't play by anybody else's rules and we don't follow anybody else's playbook, and you being the management and trainer, head of everything, you don't follow anybody's rules.
Yeah.
And you have your own way of doing things. And I feel like people kind of get butthurt when, you don't follow a certain kind of tier of operations, and we still come out on top every single time. So I just addressed that, and I feel like every time she addressed something that I said, she spun it out of context, and I don't know
what did she say you said?
She said, you say people are hating on you, and I never said people are hating on me. I mean, you're being, in the limelight, you are going to have haters, and that's fine. That's part of it. But I never addressed the haters. I just,
So how do you feel? What did she misconstrue? Lay it out so everybody's clear.
She put feelings into it. She put she made it seem like I was putting feelings into the situation, people hating on me, and my feelings are hurt. And I don't even put feelings into boxing. Like, it's all business. And so if I'm not getting credit, I'm looking for, certain interviews. I'm looking to be in certain publications. I'm looking for the business side of things to be a certain way. And sometimes they're not, or sometimes we have to fight a little bit harder to get them there.
Okay. So she claims that you said you have haters.
Right.
You did not say that, obviously.
No.
And then what else did she say?
We started talking about resumes, and she wanted to kind of just say that we couldn't compare resumes, which I totally agree. I would never want to compare my resume with Cecilia Braekhus because...
No, but you can, because, I mean, you're fighting her. So you should compare resumes with respect, like you versus Katie, right? If you have, or you versus Cecilia, you versus Katie, you versus anybody. If you look at forget amateurs for a second, but we could look at that too. And we could compare that too.
Right.
And she has Muay Thai or whatever little Cobra Kai stuff she had going on before boxing. She has that too. So whatever. She has those fights, amateur boxing, and then professional level, 36-0. I've said this before, and people went nuts. I don't think she fought anybody. Kelly Reese was probably the toughest girl, and Kelly dropped her.
Right.
And I think Kelly should have stopped her, and I'm glad she didn't, because it gave us an opportunity to win. I was worried about that fight because I thought Kelly was going to win that fight. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I mean, she fought Erica Frias, who's not a puncher. I mean, I can go on. She fought that Lauren girl. She fought Bustos before you, who's arguably 135 pounder. I think she's a 130 pounder. Mm-hmm. She couldn't even knock her down. She couldn't even drop her. She couldn't even hurt her. Like, Bustos wasn't. I think actually Bustos did get knocked down. So forgive me, but either way, she couldn't stop her.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, she's too small. She's like 5'2", like chubby. Like, she should have destroyed her. But go ahead.
I guess in the way that I'm saying, like, I wouldn't, like you said, the girls that Cecilia fought, I would have been able to stop in a heartbeat. So
I agree with that.
I'm not comparing as if like, oh, I need to see if mine matches up to Cecilia, because fuck that. Like, I mean, I haven't fought for any vacant titles. She has, and fighting for a vacant title means that nobody has the title, nobody has the belt, and two people are going to fight for it. And then whoever the winner is, it's just kind of a heads or tails. Like, that's who's going to get it. It's not like you have to go strip it from the person that has it. It's not like they have, you're fighting the advantage as well as the fighter. When somebody has a belt, you have to perform even greater for the judges to know that you are taking this title from them. Mm-hmm. There's more pressure per se.
Right.
So
where are we at with this all now? I mean, I kind of know how it went down, but like, so how do you feel about Cecilia leading up to March 13th?
Oh man, I think she's stuck in this kind of like whirlwind of emotion and embarrassment and ready to get out of the game, retirement. She takes the things that we say, which are factual, and takes them on as emotional and says that they're trash talking. Like,
right. Like, I think this, for the people who don't know, like, and if you're a boxing fan, if you don't notice, you're not a boxing fan. You're just not smart, right? So boxing is like 80% mental, right? And people will say 90%, probably higher than 80%. That goes for the fans too. So like when everyone says, "Oh, Rick's talking shit about Katie or Cecilia or whoever, whatever, Clarissa or Cyborg," like that, yeah, I am talking shit, but nothing I'm saying is a lie. Nothing I'm saying, like, I don't think Cyborg could pass a drug test. That's why she's not in boxing. That's number one. Okay. When she's in the UFC or when you're Bellator and there's only one person in charge and there's only like one person who makes a decision, they can hide shit like that. Remember that. Cyborg will never come to boxing. Remember, I told you that. And if Katie Taylor wants to fight anybody, that means we got to beat Katie Taylor to them, because if they put Katie Taylor in there with anybody, that means that Katie Taylor is going to beat them, because they're not going to put Katie Taylor in with anyone risky. And if you knock out Cecilia Braekhus or stop her, I guarantee that we might not get that fight. If you knock her out ugly, I guarantee. I mean, they might take that fight, but I don't know. I think Eddie Hearn will be like, well, I don't know. I think we might do a crossover. Try to delay. Try to go for the smaller Amanda Serrano. Try to do the things to avoid the fight.
Right.
And I still have a couple of tricks up my sleeve if we get the Katie Taylor fight, which I think I'm going to shock the world. So I'm excited about, getting past Cecilia and showing my mental skills that I can put on not only a fighter, but a promoter and other little tricks that I got.
Again,
and
80%
I'm excited.
mental.
Yeah, 100%. That's why, like, everyone says this, that, and the other. Like, here, I'll spit facts.
Okay.
I don't think we got the love from Matchroom that we deserve. I think Eddie Hearn looks past us. Mm-hmm. I think when they talk about, the 4 horsemen, 5 horsemen of female boxing, they talk about Clarissa, Amanda, Katie, Cecilia, and then you're just pictures there, and they never bring up your name for some reason.
Yeah.
So I don't think we get the love there. Do I care? I don't really. I think it annoys me because, like, things are said to me personally, face to face or over email or text, whatever, that does not support those actions. But we just got to knock people out. I think we weren't supposed to do as good against Katie the first time. We weren't. I don't know. We were supposed to beat Erica, I guess, in Chicago the first time. Mm-hmm. Then Anaí Sanchez, I don't know. They probably thought it was a 50-50 fight. We beat that girl. And then Cecilia, was supposed to be a joke. This fight was supposed to set up the Katie fight. Like, I feel like...
Yeah, we ruined everyone's party on that.
Yeah, I think, like, man, I thought to myself, like, man, I don't know shit about boxing if you didn't win that fight. Like, I feel like I was the only one who thought we could really win that fight. And when I said, yeah, we'll see if they'll do 145 and 145 pounds, and they jumped on it. First of all, I offered to fight them. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of people think Cecilia gave us an opportunity. That's not true. Yeah. I asked Eddie to make that fight, and I said, ask for 145. Eddie's response was, they'll never do it. And I said, Tom Loeffler texted me, called me on my phone, and said, let's do that fight a year earlier.
Right before HBO went out.
Yeah, the last HBO show. Right. Instead of she fought that Lopes girl who was not good. Alexandria Lopes, I think she's from Boston. She's not good. And Cecilia didn't stop her either, and that girl was terrible. So Loeffler offered me 144 pounds. And I still thought, I didn't think she could make the weight. I said 145. A year later, we got the fight. They jumped on the fight, and I knew it was a mistake on their part. Like, a champion who has all those belts with all that to lose gave up weight. That's like boxing 101. Like, if you're the fucking champion, right, the undisputed first lady, that's your title, the people that give her that title, not us. No. You don't ever give up the weight. Mm-hmm. So like I felt like there's a couple things. One, they're not that smart.
Yeah.
And I don't mean Eddie. I mean, like, Loeffler, the people who are in Cecilia's camp. Like, I didn't think that giving up weight when you're the undisputed champion is smart whatsoever.
Right.
That's like pure arrogance. And, they paid for it. And, we'll see what happens again March 13th, but I think we stop her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's that.